Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thank you for stopping by today. I'm assuming you saw the title. This is about virtual meetings, virtual dates. I've got a lot of things I want to talk about, but first of all, let me say that I'm Carey. I am a matchmaker and a dating coach in the Chicago area, and things are changing up a little bit now that we are under a shelter at home request order. I've taken it as an order. I am definitely sheltering at home. I hope you are as well. And we thought we might have to just stop dating, but as it turns out, virtual dating is the new thing. All the cool kids are doing it. There's absolutely no reason not to meet new people. I think as we've spent more time alone or just with whoever we're sheltering with, if you have family there, children or parents or relatives or roommate, I think we've come to realize that being away from some of our social situations, we have come to appreciate that more, and we are really valuing human connection in a way that we weren't when we were taking it for granted. I think right now I'd like to share with you how to just generally set things up for a video date, which would be applicable, of course, to a video interview or having a Zoom conversation, a meeting from home if you're working from home these days. So I've got a couple tips for that, and let's just get right into those right now. So number one has to do with lighting. And whether you are doing a business meeting during daytime hours or an afternoon date with someone, video chatting with coffee, the lighting in that situation is going to be much easier because really all you need to do is set yourself in front of a window for the light aspect of it. If you're doing something a little bit later in the day when the sun starts to set, you're going to have to set up something artificial. I personally, for my video calls at home, I do client meetings up until 9 o'clock. And I will, in those evening hours, bring out, I used to bring out a lamp and just tilt the shade on the lamp so it was coming at me from an angle like this. I have an umbrella light right here now, and it would do the same exact thing, but I would lift the shade. And then you've got to see what this looks like. So I recommend whatever you do, and as you work this out, that you continually either take your phone or your laptop with the camera on. The phone's easiest, just put it on camera, video camera, and set it where you're going to set it, and keep checking to see that your lighting looks good. The next step would be to find the right angle for your camera, and you've got it in hand. So once that lighting looks good, or you have some nice daylight coming at you from the front, the thing with lighting you want to be careful of is you never want to have a window behind you, because that light is going to blind the camera and your face will be in the dark. So if for some reason you have a little bit of daylight coming from an angle behind you, you're going to have to counteract that with some artificial lighting in front of you on an angle as well. So we'll come back to lighting, but let's talk a little bit about the angle of the camera. What is unattractive, and you've seen it in every Zoom meeting you've ever been to, is when somebody has their laptop on the table in front of them and it's looking up at them and you get a great view inside someone's nostrils. Definitely not great for dating, not great for a business meeting either. Never good, really, unless you're having a telecall with your ear, nose, and throat doctor. I used to, before I had the setup I have now, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, but I used to set it up on the table. I had a box on the table, 4 books, a candle, and a cup, and I would put my phone so I could FaceTime or do a Zoom call right in front of that candle. And what I was aiming to do was to get it to just the right height where it was looking slightly down at me. That's why you'll see when we take selfies of ourselves, we are never taking a picture, a selfie like this. We're always doing this, right? Because looking down at you is a little slenderizing. Also, if you're using your cell phone, you want to use it in the horizontal mode. The other way seems to bend the features of your face to make it look longer and a little not natural. So turn it sideways into the horizontal, the landscape, and then slightly above. You don't want it all the way up here, but you definitely don't want it below you. You want it at eye level or slightly above, and then find something to set it on. The third thing that's important besides the lighting and the angle is the background. I've got some things behind me that I placed there that I like the way they feel. It kind of gives a general vibe of what's going on in my house. So think about what's behind you. You don't want anything that's so cluttery that it takes away your face as the focal point. And you want to make sure that it's neat, that you haven't left your dirty dishes in the sink behind you if you're sitting at a kitchen table, or if you work in your bedroom at a desk, that it's not your unmade bed in the background. It was funny because I was at my son's in LA, as you know, and he was on a conference call, and he said, watch this. And I watched him reach under his bed, roll out a base on wheels, pulled it up. It was a green screen that was then now right behind him. His desk is in front of 3 windows, just perfect for video calls. Pulled up behind him this green screen that he got on Amazon. I'll put a link to it down below for you. It was amazing. I mean, I would love that setup. I could constantly be changing to all kinds of beautiful offices and high rises, and it was awesome. But behind him, he flipped it up, picked a background on his computer, and he was good to go. But rolling that out from under his bed and just pulling it up to have a green screen just cracked me up. I didn't know he had one. For virtual dating, you want it to be your own home, but you want it to be a comfortable, cozy area of your own home where you can sit and relax and be your best self. Choose your background wisely, not too much clutter. Make sure you're the focal point in that camera's eye. And then I just had a couple tips for how to look good on this call. One would be to make sure that there's no light coming up at you. You don't want one coming straight down on you. You want that light to kind of flood your face, whatever. That's why daylight and windows are ideal. What I purchased was a little ring light. Actually, I didn't purchase it. My sister got it for me for the holidays. And it actually has a little clip where my cell phone can clip right on the stand. It's a tripod with a ring light and my phone right below that. And I just adjust the legs till the camera is right above at eye level, slightly above. And the thing about doing this is that you need to test it ahead of time. Don't wait until it's 5 minutes before your call. Being prepared is what is key in the situation. Also, how much light is coming at you? Is it washing you out? Do you need to go put on a little bronzer? Do you need to make sure that you have a little extra lipstick on or a little extra mascara to make your eyes pop if it's looking very white? So you want a light that's not too white, not too yellow, and that is making you look like you have flesh tone skin would be ideal. And then check your makeup, check your background, check to make sure there's no clutter back there. Take a peek and look at it as if you're someone else seeing your place for the first time. The other thing we probably want to mention is your wardrobe. You want to dress appropriately for whatever this is. And if this were a date, you would be wearing something that looks comfortable but looks like you put a little extra effort in. You want something that you feel confident in, that is something that you're not going to be fussing with the whole time. Like I could be fussing with this blouse incessantly, I'm telling you. I should have been fussing with this blouse incessantly. I just forgot I had it on. So you want something that is simple but comfortable but cute and makes you feel good. And if it's work related, obviously something that you would be wearing for a meeting in the office. You probably don't want to be wearing anything that's solid white. You may want to consider what's going on in the background color-wise when you're choosing what color shirt to wear. And then, of course, what you're wearing on the bottom half could be pajama bottoms, could be sweats. That's the beauty of doing virtual meetings and virtual dating. You only have to do from the waist up. And then lastly, I just wanted to talk about positioning, which would be the position of your body in the frame, which would be your posture, and which would be your eye contact. Both of those are important in a meeting. You want to pay attention. You want to probably sit in a straight chair that reminds you that your back should be straight, and you want to maintain eye contact when you're talking to the person. Actually, if you're trying to make a real connection with someone in a business meeting or on a date, and you want to say something that you want to get that message through to that person, it would be key to, instead of looking at their face on the screen or your own, to look directly into the lens on your computer or your phone, because that's the most intimate conversation. It's like you're looking that person right in the eyes. And when you want to get something across, that would be important to remember. So to wrap this up, I want to say that the key to a great video call, be it Zoom, Hangouts, FaceTime, Skype, any of those, would be that you want to do the prep work ahead of time. Do not allow yourself to get within 10 minutes and then start setting up for this. It really does take more preparation. So do it the day before. If it's a morning call, do it the day before at the same time of day so you can see what that light is going to look like. And then once you get it down, it's reusable. You'll know how to set it up exactly for the next time that you have to do that. And if it's a date, you'll know after that first date whether that was a spot that you felt comfortable or you want to move over from a chair to the sofa. And you'll know. So do the prep work ahead of time. It'll pay off big time in the end. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing so that we can hang out again sometime, that would be great because I would love to have you back. I always appreciate it. And until I see you the next time, thank you again and have a good one.